Another day in the motor house. Yeah, I'm still on the chassis, still cleaning. Uh, and I apologize to those of you who are kind of like, we've seen enough. We've seen all the cracks and crevices. We've seen it's just the same old video again with just maybe some different areas. Well, this is in many ways it's for me in the future, so that it's a documenting all the work that's been done on the chassis. The detail work that had to get done in order to make sure that all the paint goes on right, and I've gotten everywhere. So I apologize if you feel like you've seen a lot of it, but let's try some interesting things. I hope they're interesting to you. New tools arrived. Yes, the search always continues for the right tool for the right job, and I am continuing to find the right tools. Oh, I keep looking, but I will say that I'm happy with some of the ones that have showed up. Dremel tools are that's a nice thing to do. The flex shaft with different things on the end for it. But let's talk about this. Little beefier Dremel style tool, flex shaft. But this is why I got it. You can buy the 90-degree adapter head for it. So take the straight off, put the 90 on, and that gets in a lot of places. That's maneuverability for the crevices and all around here. That's great. That really is. I mentioned before about the spray, the rechargeable spray bottles. One of these I'm putting Varsol in, and the other one I'm putting brake clean in. Varsol is a good cleaner. This is a good rinse with the brake clean. This works out really well. I will say that I bought it, a week ago or so, we'll say just before last video. Filled it, charged it up. It did great. Then I went to fill it up a second time, and the top nozzle stopped wanting to work correctly. It just kind of spit out a little bit. I called the company up the next morning. Their customer service is excellent. I just want to point that out, that they sent me out a new top and some new little pieces to go with it to add to my supply. Great. They were very helpful, took care of any issue I had. I can't say enough good things about them, the way they handled it. So, more tools that arrived. So, this box section that I previously mentioned before, I want to clean it out. So I did get this nice set of heavy-duty brushes to get in there, and they have flex wands, which help. But if you remember, that hole is a little too small. The chassis is upside down, so I'm not going to flip it over just to show you the small hole. Now, if I make the hole bigger, then what do I do? Well, I found these. First found them at Eastwood, and I kind of found them at a better price, what I think is not too bad somewhere else. If you really need to know, I'll tell you, but they are just basically plugs, weld-in plugs for body holes. So let's say if you have holes in your firewall, they're firewall plugs. I think that's the actual name. What does it say on here? Circle patch plug kit. There we go. So I will pick what I find is the appropriate size, make the hole a little larger, and then when I'm all done cleaning, I'll weld it in. And also, what came is a much better inspection camera, a color with a much better resolution. I put the camera inside. So let me get back here. I put the camera inside this box section, and I will include that video right after this point right here. Now we move move on to something else the camera helped me take a look at. Is this brace on either side is the only one that I can find that really has, we'll say, holes open for things to get in. This also has a spot that somebody with a grinder or a sawzall blade got a little too crazy with. I'll fix that. I'm gonna weld it. But I got a chance to get a really good look inside this tube and the tube on the other side with the camera, and I will include that right after this. And it's another reason why I want to get that internal body spray done inside. Let's get to some areas here. This cross brace is where the gearbox mounts to. Back to the gearbox, or front of the gearbox. This right here, and the outside skin, and you can just see how much crud is in there that has to be cleaned out. There's also a little rust that ends up in there. So let's go back to the other side to see what I did. This side, I did force it open a little bit, got in there with my tools, cleaned it all out, flushed it a few times, and that's good. So the other side's going to get that shortly. Little areas, like, let's say, down in there and up in there are very difficult to clean out. I got some dental picks coming. I think they may get me in there. About the same things on the other side too. But I wonder, when it comes to, let's say, welding. You know, most of this is brazed. You know, it's brazed. It looks like all the heavy structure points are brazed, and some other areas were just wire welded in. So, speaking of wire weld, these little pieces of wire tabs that are here. Let's see if I can. I've been, see the rust and stuff under it? I've been breaking them off because there's stuff lingering underneath, especially just a little bit of rust, and they need to be removed in order to get right under them, because they hold pockets of crud in there. So welding. I'm kind of the school of welding is like you weld the whole joint all the way across, and not just real stitch weld. Yeah, it's lighter. It probably is as strong. Look, this thing is strong. It took a nice accident and survived all that, so I don't think there's any problem with strength. Maybe it doesn't need a lot of welding, but I do wonder, you know, should it have had all those areas welded up? There would be no pockets for it to have rust areas. But, you know, you'd think some of them may have been. Of course, this was a prototype, so it was done a little quick. That's my opinion. Do I know the truth? Not really, but let's say I would say it's a little quick. There's another, you can see up in that top section, the rust I'm trying to clean out of there. And I think a dental pick will work. But, you know, would there be more welds around there? Now, would we get more? Should some of these areas have been welded? If it had had more welds like right here, would that have cracked? You know, and if that top area in there had been welded, would that have cracked? I don't know. Kind of, my mind is racing with this as I think about this day to day. It's good. It's strong. Do I need it? Need to do extra welding? Other than the cracks and a few other small areas that I found that I'd like to get to. No, I don't think I want to weld everything up. Adds more weight. Don't think it needs it. But I'm just used to seeing everything welded completely. That's my 2 cents for this. All right. So where was I? The cleaning goes pretty well. The towers are done. Sit on a stool, get in here, start cleaning up everything up in there, you know, with all the implements of destruction. And this is done pretty. There's a few, I think, little areas here and there. I got a light coming. I need another light. I need a better light to go in there and see what's happening. Let's see if getting in there. See how it was always interesting to get those little fine things that you couldn't get to with sandblasting. So you'll see this side is still rough, and this side I have took one of the little cookie discs to it and cleaned it up. It's doing well. Areas in the back that I'm working my way around to is, you'll see that area just didn't get much sandblasting at all, and that all has to be worked on. So that's the update for what I'm doing. Well, thanks for stopping by and seeing the videos. Not too many people like the videos. You know, hit that like button. Just wonder if you guys are actually it's enjoyable to watch. Probably not enjoyable, informative. Let's say informative to watch, because I'm not a comedian. I'm not I'm not doing this for entertainment purposes. Just basically information. And if anybody else is going to take on, we'll say, a restoration of a 7 chassis, that's got all the, you know, most 7 chassis do have all the bracing. There's a lot of things to get into. All the crevices. Know what you're going to get into. If I could have dipped this thing in some kind of a bath that cleans up rust, oh, that would have been great. But I couldn't find anybody even remotely local to do it, because that would have prevented me from doing all this small work. But I do get to know the car really well. You get to know every inch of the car. All right, thanks. Stay warm this winter, and happy times in your own garages. Bye.